Today, I want to talk with you about taking risks and why it sucks taking risks when you get older. I want to provide you 4 practical solutions to ensure that you are maximizing the rewards, minimizing any potential downsides when you start something new. As somebody that I would say is relatively risk adverse and has lived a life of appeasing people for the most part, I feel like there is a need for me to change. Maybe change is not the right word for that, more like modifying some behaviors. I think that's probably where I want to go with that. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Elaine. I post every week. So if you like what you hear or you have any thoughts about it, feel free to subscribe. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's get into it. Before we get into those solutions that I had mentioned earlier, I want to acknowledge the disadvantages of taking on new risk. Because I think that when we get older, it almost seems like it's magnified. First aspect is there is there is potential for loss. When we get to a certain age, we are more aware that there is no such thing as a full-on guarantee. There's no promise of what's going to be there tomorrow. That can really lead to not wanting to try something new because we know there is a negative effect. That leads to the second, which is the feelings that we get. I feel a little bit of stress and anxiety of what is to come. There could be something in the next step that I am not going to enjoy. Because we start recognizing that our decisions, all of our actions that we make impact others. It impacts us on the short term and the long term. It can impact us financially. Now with the prevalence of technology, it's almost like anything that we do is a little bit more permanent. You may see this video and you might not like it. A lot of people might not like it. There goes my reputation. I hope it's really not that bad. Really, this is as mild as it's going to get. With your level of experience, I think that we understand and are able to outweigh opportunity costs associated with trying something new. The amount of time and energy, resources to try something may outweigh the reward. If you combine all of those aspects and all of the experiences that you may have, you might have this taste in your mouth that makes you want to not try anything new. And it's a very valid thought now that we are here in our 40s. I hope I didn't scare you off because I think this is the reason why I wanted to start this channel, to find ways to mitigate the risk of trying something new. And so by providing these 4 solutions that I am hoping will be constant reminders of why I am doing what I'm doing, will continue to propel me and stretch my mind in a way that will support your goals and also mine. The first 2 things I'm going to talk about were almost preemptive things that needed to happen before I started this YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and preface that everything that I'm talking about can be applied to whatever decision that you decide to make. You might be actually really, really good at this in like your level of decision making, but by being a little bit more, more innovative or more methodical and expanding our thoughts might help create an action that is beneficial for you. First is to assess the stakes. Looking at all of the factors, the disadvantages, and all of the benefits that could come with. Maybe you are a little bit more pessimistic and are always thinking about the cost. And I think that is such a great thing to consider. But we also have to assess all of the potential upsides to taking on said action. There could be long-term effects. It could create growth and confidence, like something for your well-being, or maybe even your physical well-being. The second solution is the level of planning ahead and the research to empower you to make a good decision. Whenever we try to start something new that we have no idea where to start, it is important to seek out experts in that field. An example for me was really learning how to edit my videos. I had done a little bit of editing, I don't know, in college and making fun videos for friends. But researching further how it looks different on YouTube has really taken away a lot of that stress I would feel. When we take these leaps, it is really scary, or maybe rather than taking a leap, we go into the third solution, and that's starting small. For me, this channel has been an aspect of a project where I want to create videos every week for you. I feel like even thinking that far ahead seems a little bit far. Now that we're here, 60 days later, this is something that is doable. I can create something for you every single Sunday and not feel worried. I've learned over the years, we need to consistently learn from our failures. I had put out a video on how to complete the splits in 60 days. I failed to achieve this goal. I failed. And as much researching and planning, I think that I was giving myself enough time to really stretch and learn what I needed to do. But unfortunately, I got a little bit ambitious, and maybe I didn't get ambitious. Maybe I just was trying too hard and I tweaked my hamstring. Not once, but twice. When I came back to it after a week, I was aggravated again. I choose to continue to try to get to it, but rather than putting a time frame on it, I want to give myself 3 days of split stretching in hopes that hopefully down the line in next year, I'll have it and I will share that with you. But in the meantime, you can see some of my progress by starting this little offshoot of physical capabilities. I am much more limber than where I was 60 days ago. I literally can touch my hands to the ground. I think try it now. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think that by taking a real good look at some of these solutions, you may find that some of these actions that you've considered are actually doable. When we think of higher risks, there is a good chance of high reward. You really need to consider all of the consequences that it could bring. I kind of think of it as like a rubber band. Now that I have opened myself to new ideas and that I can do anything. They might not be as extreme because I really am pretty risk adverse, but I want to try to avoid all aspects of regret that I won't be able to experience. There is going to be a point where I am not physically capable to do some of the things that I want to do. And I just don't want to find out that it's too late. Rather than becoming a victim, I'd like to challenge. I'd like to be the person to act, create. You never know what's going to happen next.